Hey everybody, it's Chris, back for another video featuring Herman. Got a little bit of ground out here. Got all my beans planted except for about maybe 5 acres out here. As you can see, there's a wet spot there, which I'm not gonna be trying to tackle. That was water up till a couple days ago. We brought pumps out and pumped it down. If nothing else, it'll help keep the ground around it from staying wet, and maybe a few more days down the road I can come back in and patch this part in, but get more clay back in this part so it just doesn't drain as well. There's a pond in that grass there, so tiling this really, it will dry out and be farmable. We got a boatload of rain last week, but there just really isn't enough fall to tile that properly, so it just sometimes gets wet. One of those things you have to deal with. Anyways, so I got the rest of the field planted, and this back here was just acting a little wet when I was disking with a 4.225. I thought I'd give it a couple more days to dry out while I did some other stuff, got that pumped down, finished up a couple other fields. And so this is all it remains. They're talking a good chance of rain tomorrow, so I figure I better get worked up what I can and get it planted. And if we don't get rain, maybe that'll dry out enough to where I can get it planted yet. I should have pumped it down last week. Hindsight's always 20/20. So I thought we'd do a little fun experiment. Everybody's always saying how loud Herman is. And so I downloaded a decibel meter on my phone, and I've got the factory Nelson muffler made by Nelson Muffler, which unfortunately you can't get anymore, on them right now. And then I have a replacement Stanley muffler that we'll try, and then a straight pipe, and see how loud he really is. And of course I got my hearing protection as well, just to let you know what he's pulling. I got my 271 disc on. This is an 18-footer, 20-inch blades, just brand new ones on the front. The back ones are worn down a little bit, but they weren't shot, so I didn't replace them. And then an 18-foot Brilliant Crowfoot cultipacker behind the 18-foot disc. I used to disc a lot with this before I got the bigger one, but I'm glad I've kept it. There's been a couple times where either I've had both discs going, my friends have come out to help, or gives me something to play with on these older tractors that can't handle the bigger disc. And then, what was it, a couple of years ago, wheel bearing went out. I was almost done on the 273 disc, so I hooked this up and got her finished rather than spending my time chasing down bearing parts and stuff just to finish up another 5 acres. So definitely handy to have around. Well, we'll see how good it rides there. Ooh. Loud music. I've given up on the decibel thing. Apparently there's something in my phone that limits the microphone to about 75 decibels or 80. Tried 2 different apps. I just can't get it to read any higher when we know it's going higher than that. So I'll have to get a real decibel meter at some point. But I thought we'll make something out of this, and I'll still put the other mufflers on, and we'll see how it sounds. Okay. This is the muffler off my 2050. Factory muffler for the 2050 was actually the exact same muffler as the 1950. Of course, this is a Stanley, not the Nelson. First time I've ever put the Stanley on here, so it'll be interesting to see how it sounds. Am I recording? Yes. Whew, that was a workout. But anyways, yes, interestingly enough, the 2050 and 2150 that use the same engine take different mufflers because the elbow that comes off the turbocharger has a different size outlet on the 2150 than the non-turbo 2050 does. Why? I have no idea, but there it is. So guess we'll forego even trying to do the decibel meter and just fire up, see how it sounds. Yeah, gave Herman a couple minutes to cool off before shutting him down. All right, let's try the straight pipe. I don't think this Stanley was much different. on a straight pipe. Put my hearing protection back on. Hey, hope everybody enjoyed what they watched. Always fun driving Herman. It's a hot day today. Gonna get up in the mid 80s, so. Whew. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.